Shout out to G-Man Boxing.
Alright, people. Bit of breaking news came out last night, and it's concerning Oleksandr Usyk versus Tyson Fury for Undisputed. So, the IBF have announced that they are now ordering Oleksandr Usyk to defend his title against mandatory Filip Hrgovic. Hrgovic obviously earned that right, defeating Zhilei Zhang back in August on the AJ Usyk 2 undercard. Very close fight, very close fight. Looked very poor in that fight, did Hrgovic. Really poor. So they've ordered that. Now, Eddie Hearn, see there on screen, gave an interview with IFL. Now, it was really the last 2 minutes of the interview where he was pushed on this fight. And basically he said that he said it's nothing to do with him, but they're ordering an immediate purse bid because they represent Filip Hrgovic. And he basically stated that the only way this fight won't take place is if Filip Hrgovic himself decides, no, I'll take step aside, which he said he's not going to take. So a lot of people are saying now that, this is Eddie Hearn trying to, block the Undisputed. And look, I would imagine that there was definitely some lobbying by Eddie Hearn behind the scenes, and probably by Wasserman as well behind the scenes, to get this mandatory called. It is really, really unfortunate. It really is, because obviously Fury is going into his fight with Chisora now in a couple of weeks' time, which we all expect him to get through. I've no interest in that fight at all. I really don't. But anyway, we expect him to get through that. And the reason why we're talking about March, February next year is for the simple reason you expect him to get through it pretty much unscathed. So why not have it in March, February, if Usyk's ready and Fury's ready. So now this throws a kind of spanner in the works. And Hearn obviously looking for an immediate purse bid, so they're trying to make sure that this fight gets pretty much a done deal. And, a lot of people are saying that why doesn't Oleksandr Usyk vacate? Well, why should he? Why should he vacate? At the end of the day, we want Undisputed. I want Undisputed. So what's the point in him vacating if we're not going to get Undisputed? I mean, yeah, I'd like to see Fury versus Usyk, I would. But the added caveat of that being for Undisputed is just, it's the cherry on top of the cake. That's what we want. Now, it's a strange one, because for Hrgovic, Eddie Hearn says that Hrgovic, now we haven't heard it from the horse's mouth, Eddie Hearn has said that Hrgovic won't take step aside. I'm sure if enough, look, especially this fight's going to be in Saudi, I'm sure if enough zeros are on that check, Hrgovic will say, I'll wait. But it looks to me more so that Hearn is thinking long term with this, because obviously I think the end goal would be just to get Usyk to vacate that IBF title. And maybe that is probably the goal. And if Hrgovic is fighting for that, I mean, the IBF, as good as they are at calling mandatories, wouldn't shock me if AJ gets a high ranking and gets put in there. I think that is what Eddie Hearn is looking at long term, to get AJ with an IBF title, to get him a version of the heavyweight title as soon as possible, to get him back on pay-per-view. Well, he's already going to be on pay-per-view, but you know what I mean. Sell it as world titles and not sell it as just, tune-ups. So it's an unfortunate one. Now, Oleksandr Usyk, you see, this is the problem, right? Oleksandr Usyk could just go and say, right, well, I'll fight Filip Hrgovic. And to be honest with you, I don't think there's anyone watching this video who wouldn't pick Oleksandr Usyk to beat Filip Hrgovic, truth be told. Especially based on how he looked in his last fight. Zhilei Zhang, yeah, he's got power, but he's as slow as molasses. And Hrgovic looked dreadful. I mean, he looked dreadful in there against Zhilei Zhang. He really did. You'd imagine if that Hrgovic turned up against Usyk, as good as chin as Hrgovic seems to have, he'd probably end up getting battered from pillar to post over 12 rounds, or maybe even stopped. Maybe stopped on his feet or something like that against Usyk. So you could just do that, but it's an unfortunate one. It's an unfortunate set of circumstances. I'll talk more about this later on Review of the Week, but I mean, damn. I just want to see Undisputed at heavyweight. That is my preference. That's my goal, to see an Undisputed champion. Whatever happens with the belts after that, I really don't give a damn. If you know what I mean, like say Usyk beats Fury hypothetically, and it's for all the marbles. If he chucks away that IBF title, I really don't give a damn, because normally that's what happens when you have an undisputed champion, unless you're Canelo Alvarez, of course, in which case you can pretty much do what you want. But if you're any other like look at Josh Taylor, you know, he made one defense of the undisputed title, which was a mandatory defense against Jack Catterall for the WBO, and you know now he's had to vacate them all because too many mandatories have been called. So that happens when you're undisputed. And you know, I just want to see an undisputed champion at heavyweight first and foremost. What happens after the fact is really irrelevant as far as I'm concerned. You know, obviously I know the belts will be fragmented. I get that, and probably the winner, if it's say Oleksandr Usyk, will retire more than likely. So what happens after the fact is, you know, we cross that bridge when we get to it. But for now, I want to see undisputed. I want to see the best fight the best for all the marbles. I don't want to. You see, at the end of the day, right? I don't want Fury to fight Usyk for, you know, Usyk having two belts, you know, WBO and WBA, Fury having the WBC, and then, you know, the IBF just being there and someone. I want to see undisputed. So hopefully something can happen that we can see a resolution to this, because I want to see undisputed. So hopefully Step Aside can be done. You'd be barking mad not to. You know, if you get a guaranteed crack at the winner, I mean, just think of it like this, right? You are going to get paid probably an astronomical amount of money to just do nothing. And then you're given a guaranteed crack at the winner whose star power is going to be through the roof. You get another massive payday. So essentially you could have a choice of one fight where you maybe don't, you get a decent payday, but it might not be amazing. And it's a high risk fight you could lose. Or you get millions for sitting around doing nothing, and then you get probably more money because the fight maybe will be worth more money, or the fighter will be worth more money, he'll bring more money to the table, and then you have that fight as well. So, I mean, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hopefully we can get something in place that we can get undisputed. That's my goal. That's what we want to see. Hopefully we can get that. For now, lads and lasses, I'll talk to you. I hope you enjoyed the video. Smash the like button if you could. Subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.